So last session we have completed the installation of Angular and we have gone through the folder structure of Angular. So this session will learn about some default component of Angular that already we have discussed in the last session. So default component is app component. So here we have three files: HTML, CSS, and component.ts. TS is nothing but the TypeScript file. Okay. So here app component that HTML, in HTML file, whatever the design and decoration will do, that will do in the HTML file. To color, to design, some particular ID, some particular class will apply in CSS class. Okay, that's why HTML and CSS both are interlink each other. So this app component.html, this app component.css, both are interlink each other in app component, in default component of Angular. And whatever the validations, whatever the logics will write in app component.ts. Okay, let's say we are designing one button in HTML class, we apply the coloring in CSS class. If you click on button, then some functionalities should happen. I mean, some alert box should open or something, database call will happen. So that logic will apply in the app component.ts. So that is TypeScript file. So the validations logics will write in the TS file, and for decoration logic we will write in the HTML file, and to apply color and design we will write the properties in CSS file. So these three are called default component. And there is another app module.ts. So this is the main configuration file of Angular. So app module.ts is helpful for configuration purpose. So let's go to our code to see it practically. So this is the thing we have done in the last class. We have started our server. The server started in localhost port 200. Port 200 is the port number. Localhost is the local server name. Okay, so we just copy this URL HTTP. So what is HTTP? All these things we will cover in coming classes. Oh, we stopped the server accidentally. Ngserve. If you do ngserve, then it will start the server. If you click Ctrl C, then it will stop the server. So here I accidentally type Ctrl C so that it stopped the server. If you want to stop the server, you can click Ctrl and C simultaneously. Now the server started. We copy these things. Now we'll go to the page and paste it here. Already it is there. So this is my Angular application. So this page is nothing but HTML page. So this HTML page, whatever will change in HTML page, it will reflect in the browser. So let's say I will change hello world. Hello world. Then if you write hello world, just refresh your page, it will change to hello world. That means whatever the thing will change in HTML page, it will reflect in the browser. But condition is you need to start your server. Without starting your server, you cannot see the reflection, you cannot see the changes in browser. That's why you need to start the server. So now we'll decorate something in HTML page in HTML language. Let's say we'll add some top menu tabs. What is tab? You see in the websites there are some tabs: home, contact us, then about us. So we'll create some tabs in HTML page. We'll add some coloring. We'll design the thing by using HTML, then CSS class. Okay. So this is our CSS class, by default CSS class. So we'll apply the HTML code in the HTML and we'll apply the coloring in CSS. So let's start to design our main page. So before going to any coding, you need to first learn the basic HTML. So inside the HTML, you can write the body part, header part. So these things you can learn from any YouTube channel, any W3 schools, many things are there. Okay. So before that, I want to show you how you can write the code by using ChatGPT. because nowadays ChatGPT helps a lot, and you can write your own code by using ChatGPT. You can write, you can learn, you can ask questions, many things by using ChatGPT. So let's go to the browser and open ChatGPT, because we are learning the smart coding in this total session. Now this is the home page of ChatGPT. Now you can ask anything. So this is the ChatGPT. So we'll ask ChatGPT to give me the basic HTML page for header menu or tab menu. I'll use in Angular. So you need to prompt ChatGPT. Prompting means asking. So if you are a good prompter, then your answer would be that much efficient. Okay, if you are not prompting well, then your answer will something different. Okay, so give me basic HTML code for tab menu. I will use in Angular HTML. Okay, tab menu should contain home, about us, and contact us. No other code required. Only basic structure with CSS. Okay, so this is the basic structure, okay, of HTML and CSS. Okay, so I will the HTML should contain HTML and body tag also. Okay, so it is giving me the basic HTML tag. So I'll copy these things and will paste in the HTML. Okay, so you can also ask ChatGPT. So ChatGPT helps to learn the language, to it helps to code, any language. Okay, so you must use ChatGPT. Okay, so this is the HTML tag. Okay, if you now refresh your page, wow. Okay, so this is the home, about, contact us is displaying in the front page. Okay, now in the HTML file, the ChatGPT give us the CSS codes also. So we'll separate this CSS code and we'll copy this CSS code into CSS file. Okay, so these are the properties that the how the tab will look like, the background. Okay, so how the tab menu will display. Okay, these are the CSS properties. You need to go through the CSS code, HTML code. Okay, so these are the basic so these are the basic things you need to understand, okay, before learning Angular. Okay, so now our page is looking like this. So this is the simple HTML code. We have just created the home, about us, contact us, but no functionality is added here. Suppose if you want to click home, then which things should be displayed. If you want to click about us, what to be displayed, contact us, what to be displayed. So no functionality is added. Before going to the complex and advanced things, we need to learn some basic things of Angular. How to connect with CSS to HTML, how to connect with HTML to TS file, that is the TypeScript. So this is the TypeScript. This is nothing but a simple class file. In Java we use .java file. So here we are using .ts file, that is TypeScript file. Okay, and in the previous class I have already explained how this TS file is connected to HTML. So this is the decorator. The decorator is nothing but component is nothing but one decorator. If you are writing component, then what happen? It understand Angular understand this is one component file. Okay, I mean app component. Okay, inside the component we are using selector. So what is the use of selector? I have also explained in the previous class. So this is the template URL. Okay, so this URL is nothing but it is linking the HTML page with TS page, and this is the CSS class. So here is the CSS class. So here it is connecting the CSS with TS and HTML page. That means this is our default component. Inside default component, the TS file is there, the CSS file is there, the HTML file is there. So all are interlinked each other. If you are writing something in CSS, it will reflect in HTML. Okay, now we will see some more advanced concept, some more advanced connection between HTML and TS file. Okay, for that I need to write some text inside one div. Okay, so here yeah, automatically it suggests welcome to website. This is our home content something. Okay, you just press tab. Okay, then welcome to our website something. Oh, it is displaying here. So for each div you need to pass some ID or class name for that div. Okay, tab content. Let's say this is my home content. The class name is home content. So this is the identification of this div, and you can decorate this home content in CSS. Okay, if you go down and decorate dot home content, then curly braces start, curly braces end. So you just add some basic things, border radius, then background color, then padding something. So now if you go content, home content, let's see 200. Yeah, so it is reflecting. Okay, it is reflecting. We'll change some color, background color. Okay, so this is the background color. We have not changed the text color. So background color is okay, no need to change. Background color is white. Okay, no need to change it. Background color looks good. Okay, it's white. Okay, so we'll change the text color. So if you want to change the text color, just type color equal to something hash 333. So this is the color code. Okay, okay, just change the text color to red. Okay, now we have changed the text color to red. So in this way the HTML and CSS page interlink each other. So in HTML page we have write some div classes, and here we write the header. Here we write some paragraph. Okay, we can change the color in CSS file. Okay, we can write anything in HTML and CSS. Now we'll interlink between HTML and TSS. So how this HTML and TSS interlink each other, we'll see that part. Okay, we'll see some basic features of Angular, that is interpolation. So what is interpolation? Interpolation is nothing but, suppose we want to pass some variable and we want to display some variable in HTML page which is already declared in TS file. Suppose this is my HTML page. Okay, and this is my TS page, TS file. So I already discussed that TS file is meant for to write the logics and validations. So in TS file, we'll write some variable, we'll write some function, method, all the things we'll write in TS file. And HTML, it is meant for displaying the things. TS file is for validations and logic writing. HTML is displaying, and CSS is for decoration. Okay. Then what is interpolation? Suppose we declare one variable, let's say variable name is message, and we write message as hello. Then, so this message is a variable and hello is the content inside this variable. So I want to display this message in HTML page. So through interpolation, I will display this message. So what is interpolation? Let's go to the code. Let's say this is a variable I will declare inside the TS file. So this is the TS file, message, welcome to Angular application. Okay. So this is a message. So if I want to print this message in HTML page, then simply I will double curly braces, I will write double curly braces, and inside that I will print the message. So this message is a variable which is declared inside the TS file, and this variable I will print in HTML file. Inside double curly braces, I just put this variable. Okay. Now let's go to the front end. Welcome to Angular application. So whatever we'll write in the HTML file, that will display in the browser. Okay. So in this browser, this welcome to Angular application is display. But this Angular application is written in TS file. Okay. TS is nothing but TypeScript file, which is called as main controller file. Okay. So if I will change this to welcome to Spring Boot application, then if you will go to the front end, then it will also change to Spring Boot application. So this is known as interpolation. The display one variable which is declared in TS. If you want to display this variable in the front end, then you should copy this variable and paste in HTML within the double curly braces. That is known as interpolation. Message and description both will display. Okay. Next we will see the property binding. So what is property binding? So there are some predefined property which is attached with HTML to hide, disable, then if you want to change the color. So there are some predefined properties are there. So we'll handle those properties from the TS file. So let's go to the code. What is property binding? How we can use property binding in Angular. So we'll see. So what is property binding? Property binding. Okay. So control /. So we have created one comment, control /. So to create a comment in HTML, we'll just click that line and press control, then /. It will comment that line. Okay, this is the property binding. Let's create one button, button. Okay, so to create one button, we need to write button. Okay, so these are the properties for HTML. Okay, so this is the text HTML. Click me. If you go to the front end, so this click me button is created. The color is blue. So here we write style.background as blue, style.color equal to white. This is the text color, and this is the disabled equal to true. Okay, this is disabled. So you can see this is not disabled. Okay, if you write true, then we are not able to click that button. If you write disabled equal to false, then we are able to click that button. You can see we are able to click that button. Okay, so this is a button we are creating in HTML file. Okay, so what is property binding? So this is the property. Okay, disabled equal to true or false, we can write. So disabled equal to true or false, we can write in this property section. Okay, so what is property binding? I mean, this property is written in HTML page. We can handle this property from the TS file. Okay, what is the TS file? App component, the TS file. So our aim, our goal is to handle that property. What is the property name? Disabled. Okay, so this false or true should be handled from the TS file. So how to handle that? Let's say this is the HTML file. Let's say I will create one variable. Instead of false, I will create one variable is display. Is display is a variable which I will mention in TS. Is display equal to TRUE. Is display equal to true. That means now the HTML page is display is depend upon the TS file variable. Now I write is display equal to true. Now is display equal to true means disabled equal to true. That means the button is disabled. Now go to the front page. If you see, this is disabled. Okay, I'm not able to click that button. I'm not able to click that button. If I will write disabled equal to false, that means the button is now enabled. You need to understand if it is false. Why it is false? Because in the TS file we have written that is false. That means this disabled equal to false. Now I am able to click that button. If you go to the front page, you can see I am able to click that button. Something is changing. I am able to click that. Okay, that is known as property binding. And here I can add another property. Let's say hidden. So if you add one property inside the square bracket, you need to write hidden. Hidden equal to true. Okay. If I will write hidden equal to true, then it will not display in the front end. Not display. It remove. If I will write hidden equal to false, then it will display in the front end. Yeah, now it is display. So I will manage this hidden property from the TS file. Then I will create one variable that is hidden. You can write any name. Okay, is hidden. So now it is giving compilation issue, that is the hidden you have declared is not exist in the app component, the TS file. So we'll declare this hidden in TS file, that is hidden equal to true. Okay, now the compilation issue, I will not get any compilation issue. Now the what is the value of is hidden? It is true. Okay, now it is also true. Now it will not display. If I will change is hidden equal to false, okay, then it will reflect in HTML also. I mean in HTML this value is false. Now it will reflect in browser is hidden equal to false, that is not hidden. So you can handle all the properties, that is this is blue. Okay, I mean you can replace my color. Okay, and this my color you need to write in the double quotes my color. This my color you need to paste it here equal to my color equal to blue. Okay, then it will blue. If you change yellow, then it will change to yellow. So in this way you can handle the property binding in Angular. So that is known as property binding. Okay, that is all about property binding. Now let's go to the next feature, that is event binding. So how we can handle one event. So what is event? If you want to click the button, then some event will trigger. When you are clicking the button, some functionality, some method should be hit in the TS file, or some alert, some pop-up box will display. So that is known as event binding. So how we can execute the event binding? Let's go to the code. Here we can write event binding. So here I will create another button. Okay. So the button name is on click my button. Okay, It's a simple button. Let's go to the front page, click my button. Okay, another button is created. So I want when I will click this button, one pop-up message should be displayed. Pop-up message means alert message. Okay, so how to achieve that functionality? So when I will click that function, then one event I need to create. Event means I need to create one click event. This is the Angular property click. Okay, click equal to, here I will write the method name, my button click, bracket start, bracket end. The meaning is, if I will click this button, it will hit this method which is present in TS file. Now I have not declared this method in TS file. Now copy these things and create a method. Okay. So this is the way how to declare one method. Just declare the method, bracket start, bracket end. Then you need to start the curly braces and end the curly braces. And inside that I will write alert. Alert is one function. This is the HTML function. If we will write this function, then it will open one pop-up in the front end. Okay. Now what happen? If I will click this button, then this method will be called. So how this method will be called? By this click functionality. By this click functionality, click property, that is known as event property, event binding. So by using this event binding, when I will click this button, it will call this method. So this method is present where? This method is present in the TS file. This method is present in the TS file. So if it will call this method, then what happen? Whatever present inside the method, that will execute. Okay. Then what is present inside the method? Alert functionality is executed. So let's execute this. Let's click this button. Yes, if you click this button, one pop-up executed, and inside that button clicked is displayed. Okay, this is known as event binding. That means we have handled one event by TS file. So there are many event bindings are there. You can search, just ask ChatGPT, just paste this. Okay, this is one event binding code. Can you give me another for learning? Okay, then ChatGPT will give you another one. Mouse over. Okay. So what happened? Mouse over means if you are just moving your mouse in the div, then it is called as mouse over. So let's copy these things. Okay, go to the HTML code, on mouse over, hover on me. Okay, on mouse over method you have not yet declared. So copy this on mouse over and go to TS file. Okay, on mouse over. So it will print in console. Console means I will go to the console. What is console? Console means one area where you are the error, then some message. If you want to print it, then it will print in that area, console. So now, as of now, I will just use alert. Later we will go to the console part. So here just type you hover on the button. Okay, you hover on the button. Hover means mouse over. Now go to the front page. Okay, hover on me. If you hover your mouse, now your mouse is there in the website. Now if you slowly moving towards hover on me, oh, you see this pop-up is executed. Okay, that means when you hover on this text, the pop-up box is executed. So it is nothing about the pop-up is executed. You can execute any logics here. I'm just trying to show you how the event binding is working. Okay, you can do anything by using the event binding. Okay, so now I will comment this line. Otherwise, whenever I will mouse over these things, unnecessary pop-up will execute. So this is all about event binding. So the final binding is two-way data binding. Okay. So two-way, what is two-way data binding? So whatever binding we have learned, so it is one-way data binding. Why one way? In interpolation we have seen, if you declare any variable in the TS file, we are just displaying that variable in the HTML. Property binding, if you are declaring one property in the TS, then it is reflecting in the HTML. Same for event binding. It is front end to back end. Suppose we are clicking one button, then it is going to the TS file and it is executing something. So what is two-way data binding? So here what happened? Suppose I declared one variable in the HTML and same variable in TS. Now whatever I will change in HTML, it will reflect in TS, and whatever I will change in TS, it will reflect in HTML. That is known as two-way data binding. So how the two-way data binding works in Angular, we'll see. Now go to the code and type two-way data binding. So here we are creating one input variable. Okay. So what is input? Input means if you are writing the input tag. Now remove these things as of now. Okay. Input type equal to text. Enter your name. So if you see one input text box field is created, I can write my name is Priyabrata. Anything you can write inside this text box. Okay. So here the input tag, you need to learn this, what is input tag. So I want, when I will pass some variable, let's say India. Okay. I'll pass some data from the front end. I can get that data in the TS file also. So here I will write I'll declare one variable, let's say input variable. Okay. I'll just declare that input variable. Okay. So whatever I will write inside this text box, I will catch those input data in the TS file. For that, I will store that variable inside the model. So what is model? Model is nothing but one Angular property. If you are storing any variable inside the model, then we can access that variable from the TS. Also, we can access that variable from the HTML. So this is the variable, input variable will store inside the NgModel. To implement NgModel, we need to add one form module inside the app module.ts. So now the real implementation of application module is come. Here inside the import, we need to add the form module. Form module is one package we need to declare inside the application module.ts. So to get the benefit of NgModel, we need to add one form module. So this is the module class we need to add. This is the predefined module. For that, we need to import form module. Okay. Now save. Now if you go to the input, then input will not get any compilation issue. Okay. So NgModel works fine. So now if I will type anything, suppose I will type India in this text box, then this India will be assigned in this NgModel, and simultaneously it will assign in the app component.ts input variable. Okay, so how to prove that? So if this variable, suppose this is input variable, suppose this is my color, this is message. So how to print message in front end? By interpolation. If we'll write something like here in interpolation message, okay, let's say message, then this variable, this message will be displayed in the front end. See, welcome to Spring Boot application. Similarly, if we will print this variable, input variable, then this input variable will display. Okay, now there is nothing, that's why it is not displaying anything. If I will write India, now if I will write India, then India will display in this interpolated variable. Okay, so how it is possible? If I will write India something, then it is assigned to the NgModel, the model variable. Okay, so this model variable is linked with TS input variable. Now this TS is assigned with India. Now through interpolation, we declare this variable in a separate line. Okay, that means this interpolation is displaying that content which is present in TS. Now the TS content nothing. If we write India, then this input variable will assign internally to India. Okay, just understand the logic. Okay, if you are not writing anything, then it is blank. This is blank because initially we have declared this variable as blank. But if you write something in the front end, then internally this is assigned to input variable of NgModel. That NgModel is assigned directly to the TS file. That TS file is assigned with India. And again, so now the front end data is assigned with the TS data, that is backend data. Again, this backend data we are displaying in the separate line. Okay, separate line. That's why it is called two-way data binding. Two-way data binding. First, the front end data is assigned in the model class and model class to TS file. Then this variable we are displaying in the HTML. That means it is two-way data binding. So whatever we are writing in the front end, let's say my name is Priyabrat, then Priyabrat is displaying here. Interpolation data. Interpolation data. Now the interpolation data is nothing. If you write something, then the interpolation data is assigned with Priyabrat. So that is known as two-way data binding. So this is all about some basic features of Angular. In the next class, we'll learn some advanced concept, that is switch, ng for, if, what is the lifecycle hook of the Angular. So in the next class, we'll discuss that thing. So stay connected with us. Slowly, we are going to some advanced concept in upcoming sessions. Thank you.